This week on LandLeader Television. We are the leaders of the land. Land is what we live on. It can be explored, built upon, and cultivated. Land holds our wildlife, crops and livestock, and the homes in which we live. It provides a resource for your family. It's what our forefathers settled and our brave fight to protect. It asks that you respect it, keep it free, and put back what you have taken. At times, it's purchased, sold, and traded, and it's passed on from generation to generation. So it's our duty as land brokers to be champions of conservation, habitat management, and ownership. We possess a deep love for our land and respect for all it provides. We are LandLeader. This segment is brought to you by Great Lakes Land and Real Estate Company.
Secluded Shores of Fence Lake. Very special property. You will hear some of the testimonials from people who have bought out here and what they think of the place. We got a 315-acre lake here, crystal clear waters, full of fish. We get a very good feel for being deep in the woods, yet you're only half an hour from a major city. One of the most prestigious yet serene, pristine areas in the Upper Peninsula of Michigan. I live out here myself, so I stand behind what I'm saying.
Hi, I'm Sandra Weber, and my husband and I lived in St. Pete, Florida for about 20 years and decided to make a big move geographically, and we chose the Upper Peninsula, Michigan. We looked at numerous lakes in the area. We were looking for something that had some footage on the water, but also acreage. My husband wanted to have a nice piece that he could turn his music up and just enjoy the scenery. We were told that there was this little gem on Fence Lake that was just beginning to be developed. We came out here and took a boat ride, and that was it. My dad was 85 at the time, and Daddy went with us, and he said, this is a piece of God's country, and that's exactly what it is. And we enjoy every bit of it every day. I get up in the morning and watch my eagle fly by. I take walks. I never know exactly what's going to be around the corner. It could be a moose, could be a bear. We fish a lot. There's a lot of beautiful rainbows, 20 inchers that we get out of the lake in the summertime as well as the winter. The reason that we settled on Fence Lake was we wanted a piece of property that was actually a bit off the grid, but accessible to the airport and town for shopping and whatnot. For 20 years, I lived in the city around cement, and out here, it's a slower pace of life, just a peacefulness. Keep going back to being peaceful, but that's what it is. It's not a rat race.
Hi, I'm Tim Nault. I'm a lifelong resident here in Ishpeming. I grew up in Ishpeming, 14 miles east of here. Just a prestige lake. I mean, you look at the water, it's clear. It's been a known rainbow trout lake for years and years and years. If you talk to a majority of the people in the UP, they've all fished here. We've had biologists out, and they're just amazed at the type of water that we have here. I also like the freedom of being able to just jump in my side-by-side. I can jump my side-by-side, I can take off, I can hit the Amasa, Republic. I can go to Houghton, I can go to Big Bay. It's just awesome. The land is open for you to use, basically. The hunting is really, really exceptional. I see moose every year. In the fall in the rut, I've had as much as 5 bulls on one cow back there, nice big bulls chasing that cow. There's 4 parcels, I think, left yet that Tim's trying to sell out here. It's just an exceptional land, exceptional body of water, and the people here are tremendous to be around. There's nothing like it around as far as I'm concerned.
Hello there. My name is Gerald Henley. I own some property up here at Fence Lake. The reason why I'm up here is it's just absolutely beautiful up here. I come up here and I can escape the things that the everyday life that I'm living. I'm always around people, and what I can guarantee myself is that when I come up here, I will not see people. It's nice, it's quiet. The fishing up here is absolutely incredible. The perch up here usually are between 11 and 15 inches. There are rainbow trout in this lake that we planted. The bass will break your pole. There are smallmouth up here that I've caught that were 22 inches and about 7 pounds. There's nothing like this lake. I will guarantee you that. And yeah, if a lot comes open, good luck.
My name is Jeff Zobot. This is my wife Lynn, and we came up here because she has family connections to the UP. We're both from Chicago.
I grew up spending my summers in the UP and wanted some water after being out in Arizona for 40-some years. My brother found a lot across the lake. So my brother found this lot, and we came out and just fell in love with the whole Fence Lake scene. And
we just like the wildlife up here and the fishing and the good friends that we've met around the lake here.
the whole Upper Peninsula is just ideal
Awesome.
for me. Yeah.
I really invite you to come out here and see a very different lake than anything you experienced before. And if you want the true Northwoods experience, this is a place you are going to want to be.
This portion of the show was brought to you by participating farm credit locations.
It's about people far and wide, from coast to coast. The farmers, the ranchers, their cattle and crops, weekends in the woods, blueberries, peaches, a fishing pole, and your grandpa's rifle. Best friends, the love of your life, our children. It's about making this real. We've been financing your life for more than a century. We're Farm Credit. We're here to help you grow.
Looking to sell your ranch or farm? Visit LandLeader.com to learn about our exclusive network of the best farm and ranch brokers across the country. LandLeader member brokers are the leaders in their areas, representing the finest properties and providing their clients with the most property marketing in the nation. From ranches and farms to sporting properties and vacant land, we're the largest land marketing company in America. Give us a call or visit LandLeader.com today. LandLeader Television is brought to you by LandLeader, exclusive properties worldwide. Gunworks, 1,400 yards right out of the box. Cinch jeans and shirts, lead, don't follow. Banded, just go. And by participating farm credit locations. This segment is brought to you by Quarter and Associates.
We are at the Bugling Bull Ranch. It is a pristine, untouched 640. It's got public land bordering it. This is probably the only section of ground in the state of Montana that I know of that's for sale that has a resident elk herd on it. There's elk that are here every single time I've ever shown it. The elk in here have a chance to reach maturity, and they do grow big, lots of water. There's 2 small ponds on the northeastern portion of this parcel. It's kind of a a one-stop shop for the elk. They breed in here, they winter in here. Boy, in Montana, you don't complain about the rain. We've had just the best spring, lots of moisture. Rains like this make this country. We have literally been in here an hour. We're seeing moose. This cow's barking. It must have a calf in here. We were following the barking noises of this cow elk, and all of a sudden around this tree comes this mountain lion, which was super cool, close. That was intense. Makes the hair on the back of your neck stand up on that stuff. That elk, she just kept going around. She was freaked out, barking like crazy. To be in here an hour and see deer, pretty good buck, and then that cow elk and the moose. Oh, it's like a petting zoo in here. So we are currently about as high up on the property as you can get. This is one of the high mountain seasonal little catch pens for water here. The elk absolutely love this high mountain water little pond. This thing will just be trashed with elk wallows in the fall. It's a sight to see. This ranch is one of my favorite ranches that we have on the books. This general property here was logged, to the best of my knowledge, about 40 years ago. It's really nice to see that this property was logged really well. There is no weeds to speak of. The regrowth has come in and provided a great canopy and recreational wonderland. It's nice to see that even though this property at one time took a profit from taking the timber off of it, it was done in such a way that now it's created phenomenal habitat. The elk absolutely live for this country. The scattered timber, the quake and aspen, the high watering holes, there's pockets of water everywhere. There's more wallows on this property than I've ever seen in my life. Even though it's only 640 acres, it's holding so many elk. Today was an extremely fun day. As we went into these little lakes and little ponds that are here, within an hour, we started seeing elk. As we popped over the next little rise, here's a whitetail doe with a fawn that could hardly walk. Scent was not to be found and not a lot of wind, so it was ideal for coming into this area to see actually what kind of wildlife was here. We went a little further and looked down into one of the larger ponds. Here's a bull moose that's just hanging out, having lunch down there. That was pretty neat to see. The one elk started kind of making some noises, barking, alerting the whole area. So we snuck up. I says, "Oh, right there." And boy, about that time, he says, "That's a mountain lion." And so we hunkered down, and boy, didn't that mountain lion just come out just perfect, right in front of us, 40 yards, and took a couple steps, and then we didn't know what to do, but it was pretty neat. That was a once in a lifetime. That's what this property has to offer. There is just a plethora of game.
This portion of the show was brought to you by Cinch Jeans and Shirts, Lead, Don't Follow, and by Gunworks, 1,400 yards right out of the box.
The Climber, a new ultralight design by Gunworks. The Climber is the pinnacle of lightweight, long-range design. Design yours at gunworks.com.
Check out the Highlander pattern, available at cryptech.com. Land is where it all begins. From farmland and working cattle ranches to hunting properties and recreational retreats. We aren't your typical real estate agents. We choose boots over dress shoes and trucks over sports cars any day. We hunt, fish, raise cattle, and grow crops. We understand land.
This segment is brought to you by Hayden Outdoors.
Hello, my name's Lester Hawkins Jr. I'm the ranch manager here on Dutton Creek Ranch. Dutton Creek Ranch is located in the southwest corner of Colorado. As a crow flies, it's about 1.5 miles from Pagosa Springs, and yet it's really secluded. What's really neat is you can be to the airport in 4 minutes, and yet it's secluded, and there's mountain lion, there's bear, turkey, lots of elk, some really nice mule deer. It's like you're way out in the middle of nowhere, and yet you're real close to town. It's really a unique ranch. It was owned by a man named, I called him Mr. DeLisi. He had it for years and years and years, and then he passed away. But then Tom Smith purchased it, and he's had it for several years. I've been here for 7 years, so it's really a neat piece of property. It's a lot of fun to work here, actually. It's been private for a very, very long time, so not many people have access. Not a lot of people have hunted it. It's just been kind of excluded from everything. So. It's actually Stevens Lake, or Stevens Reservoir is what it's called. Canoes, kayaks, stuff like that would be perfect. And then the views from the lake are amazing, so. You could go right out the back of the ranch and be on National Forest and hunt, thousands and thousands of acres. It opens up a lot more, actually. You could run about 200 head of cattle on it. The grass, there's times I haven't been able to walk through it. It grows so tall. A lot of it's irrigated. You can control how much grass you grow. And we have separate pastures so we can rotate the animals so we don't overgraze it. There's a lot of it that we don't graze at all and leave it strictly for the game, the elk and the deer. A lot of ponderosa pine, some Doug fir, aspen, a lot of Gamble's oak, which deer and elk love. I mean, they bed down in it. The deer actually browse on it. It actually produces acorns for the deer, bear, turkey, everything eats the acorns. So a lot of berries that bring in the bears, also chokecherry and service berries. So there's a lot of food out there for the game. Different times of the year, there's more elk than others. During the rut, I've seen herds up to 200 to 300 head. And right now, the cows and calves are out there. The cows will be calving next month in June. And then towards September, then the bulls come off the forest and come to the cows. The cows stay out here most of the time. There's a big resident herd of cows. It's really set up great for outfitting. We did it a couple of years, just kind of a trial run. We have a big house here on the ranch that we actually kept the hunters in. We cooked for them there, they stayed there, pick them up right there, go right in the gate. We hunted rifle, archery, and muzzleloader and took some really nice bulls and bucks off of here. We actually took 21 animals off the ranch. That included elk and mule deer both. Some of the bulls were in excess of 300 class, which is very good. Saw some 200-inch deer. The biggest one we harvested was around 160, which is still a really nice mule deer.
This portion of the show was brought to you by LandLeader, exclusive properties worldwide. Are you experienced in farming, ranching, or recreational properties? Do you have a passion for the outdoors? Are you seeking a profession in real estate and land sales? If so, LandLeader is growing our team of real estate brokers and agent members across the country. We offer a strong network, excellent property marketing support, real estate training, and national affiliation of land brokerages that is second to none. For more information on becoming a member of LandLeader, visit us at landleader.com.
Here at Swarovski Optic, a lot of time is spent on perfecting a few great things until every idea we touch enhances every moment in the field. For a quarter century, the Swarovski Optic SLC has been making hunters' dreams become reality. Feel the wilderness every time you step outside.
This segment is brought to you by Hayden Outdoors.
There's a smaller house which I live in, which we call a ranch house, and then there's a bigger one. Mine has 2 bedroom, 2 bath. The other one has 2.5 bath and 3 bedroom, and it's a larger home. They're really nice and good condition. Mostly what we grow is wild timothy and clover. We've always done the wild grass, which is the timothy and clover. Anywhere from 250 to 500 big round bales, which weigh 1,600 pounds, so that's a lot of hay. Greg worked for Fairfield years ago, and they had a contest, and the top salesman got a pack-in fishing trip in the mountains, and my dad and I did that. We were outfitters. Had a great time, and Greg's an awesome guy. We've done a lot of stuff together. It's been a lot of fun.
My name is Greg Little with Hayden Outdoors. Today we're at Dutton Creek Ranch in Pagosa Springs, Colorado. We're sitting about 1.5 miles from the city limits of Pagosa Springs, yet we border the San Juan National Forest. We're on 2,500 acres, including a 60-acre lake, 2 homes, and an incredible wildlife mecca here in Pagosa Springs. This is truly one of the top-notch properties in the entire Southwest. Well, this property has virtually every aspect that the discriminating land investor today is looking for. Into the ranch, you're looking at a combination of about 9 water holes, 5 pastures, a ranch that easily produces 150 to 500 big, large round bales of hay. But the location in the Southwest, you're less than an hour from Durango's La Plata field. You're about 30 minutes to Wolf Creek Ski Mountain, which has the most snow in Colorado. It is truly a sportsman's mecca. This ranch has been meticulously managed, game managed for many years. The current on-site manager would love to stay on board with the right relationship. It was a cattle ranch for generations. It has adjudicated water rights that go with it. Approximately 85% of this county is San Juan National Forest. That's 1.8 million acres that goes from Wolf Creek Pass to the Utah state line. In the very heart of that is the Weminuche Wilderness, which we look at out the back gate of Dutton Creek Ranch. It has no conservation easements on it. Ideally, it's a perfect recreational getaway for the family or corporation with jet access literally minutes from the front gate. Well, a ranch of this magnitude, options are endless. From the personal recreation and family legacy ranch that are so hard to find today, it's extremely difficult to get holdings of this size, particularly within 5 minutes of a small mountain town like Pagosa Springs.
I came here when I was in the 2nd grade. It's been a really great place to grow up. I can't imagine growing up anywhere else. There was no street lights. I mean, it was just a very, very small community. It's grown a lot. Now we've got several street lights, which makes it a lot more convenient than having to travel and get your groceries. And we either went to Durango or Farmington in the past. But Pagosa has a lot to offer. I mean, if you ride bikes, if you river raft, if you want to sit in the hot springs, fishing of every type. I mean, there's trout, pike, smallmouth, largemouth. There's a little bit of everything. If you like to ride horses, there's miles and miles of trails. There's 8 million acres of forest land and also wilderness area. High mountain lakes, you got skiing. I mean, it just goes on and on. Pagosa's a really neat place because there's a little bit for everybody. If there's something you want to do, they probably have it right here in Pagosa. And as far as being a hunter and fisherman, I mean, this is paradise for me.
For more information on how to feature your property on LandLeader TV, please visit landleader.com. Use the hashtag #PoweredByLandLeader on Instagram or Facebook to be entered to win our prize. Next week on LandLeader Television,